And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ives Lamel Family Field, campus of Brevard College, Brevard, North Carolina, nestled in the mountains of western North Carolina, and a beautiful day for football here, and it should be a great one. Long anticipated matchup between the Brevard College Tornadoes and the Huntingdon Hawks. These two teams met last spring, a 27-3 victory by the Tornadoes. That was the first game in the modern era played on campus here at Brevard College. A lot of history was made that day. These two teams, co-West Division champions, and squaring off today in what will be the second USA South Conference matchup for the Tornadoes this season. Open conference play with a 32-7 win at NC Wesleyan last weekend. Huntingdon, this is their opener in conference play. They're 0-2, but don't let the record fool you. They've played some quality opponents, including the 10th-ranked team in the nation, Wisconsin Oshkosh. Played them to the wire, a 28-24 defeat. And then a loss to Birmingham Southern, also a very solid ball club. So it should be a great one. Sunny skies. Temperatures have warmed up through the afternoon after a chilly morning. It should be a lot of fun here at Ives Lamel Family Field. And we'll bring you all the action. About 20 minutes and 20 seconds away from the start of this one. Brevard versus Huntingdon coming up next. Welcome back here to Eyes Lamel Family Field. Just minutes away from Huntingdon versus Brevard. Should be a great one between these two USA South Conference clubs. And for the introduction of our starting lineups, we'll hand it over to public address announcer Ray Gill.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, the visiting Hawks of Huntingdon College. For the Hawks on offense, a 6-foot junior. At quarterback, number 6, Landon Cotney. At running back, a 5'9 sophomore, number 3, Kahari McReynolds. At wide receiver, a 5'11 junior, number 13, Malachi Harvey. At wide receiver, a 5'11 sophomore, number 11, Dylan Killingsworth. At wide receiver, a 5'9 junior, number 14, Sebastian Verger. At halfback, a 6-foot senior, number 23, Zach Silf. At right tackle, a 6-foot senior, number 66, Daryl Hickson. At right guard, a 5'11 freshman, number 72, Guy Villicent. At center, a 6-foot sophomore, number 62, J.D. Freeman. At left guard, a 6'2 junior, number 63, Clay Siprel. And at left tackle, a 6'1 senior, number 60, Colin Langford. And now for the Hawks on defense. At defensive end, a 6-foot senior, number 7, Gavin Walker. At nose guard, a 6'1 sophomore, number 57, Jarrett Persley. At defensive end, a 6'1 senior, number 17, Oakley Williams. At linebacker, a 6'2 sophomore, number 38, Ty Brown. At linebacker, a 5'11 sophomore, number 41, Tucker Spence. At linebacker, a 6-foot junior, number 35, Casey Peppers. At nickel, a 5'9 senior, number 0, Carl Dorn. At cornerback, a 5'11 sophomore, number 2, Cam Reynolds. At safety, a 6'1 sophomore, number 8, Brian Bradford. Also at safety, a 6'1 junior, number 21, Lexi Shaw. And at cornerback, a 5'9 senior, number 1, Fred Flavors. On special teams for the Hawks, the kicking duties today will be handled by a 5'9 sophomore, number 47, Will Edwards, and the punting duties by a 6'3 junior, number 32, Zach Johnson. And now the starting lineup for your Brevard College Tornadoes. On offense, a 6'1 sophomore, number 15, Eli Carr. At running back, a 5'10 junior, number 3, Mitchell Yoder. At wide receiver, a 6'2 senior, number 5, Cedric Brooks. At wide receiver, a 6'3 senior, number 7, Dalton Cole. At tight end, a 6'2 senior, number 8, Jaden O'Leary. At fullback, a 6-foot senior, number 47, Jordan Bill. At right tackle, a 6'6 freshman, number 64, Andrew Bullard. At right guard, a 6-foot senior, number 68, Justin Parker. At center, a 6'1 junior, number 60, Todd Norman. At left guard, a 6'2 senior, number 59, Ari Drake. And at left tackle, a 6'8 senior, number 70, Brandon Unext. And now for your Tornadoes on defense. At defensive end, a 6-foot sophomore, number 99, Ernest Smith II. At defensive tackle, 6'1 junior, number 42, Wyatt Langford. At defensive end, a 6'1 senior, number 8, Jerome Bass. At linebacker, a 6'1 senior, number 1, Stephon Kennedy. At linebacker, a 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Jeff Banning. At linebacker, a 6'2 junior, number 4, Toby Naylor. At linebacker, a 5'9 sophomore, number 18, Willie Manuel IV. At cornerback, a 5'10 junior, number 19, Tyler Harrison. At safety, a 6-foot senior, number 37, Wesley Ross. At safety, a 5'10 senior, number 2, Dante Anderson. And at cornerback, a 5'10 junior, number 22, Jock Pledger. On special teams, the kicking duties today will be handled by a 5'11 senior, number 11, Stamati Damalos. And the punting duties will be handled by a 5'10 freshman, number 13, Nick Akes. And your Tornadoes head coach, Mr. Bill Kyatt.
Appreciate that from public address announcer Ray Gill. And just moments away now, counting down from the start of this one. Huntingdon and Brevard should be a good one. Tornadoes and Hawks coming up shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brevard College Athletic Department respectfully asks that you please stand for today's invocation, which will be followed by our national anthem. Please bow your heads and join us for this afternoon's invocation. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father God, we thank you for this day and all the many blessings of this life. We thank you, God, for all the student athletes, coaches, who put in lots of hard work each and every day. We thank you for this wonderful fall football weather. And Lord, we just ask that you keep both teams free from injury and safe travels on their way home. And Lord, we want to lift up our brave men and women in uniform that are fighting each and every day for the freedoms that we enjoy. It is because of the brave that we are indeed the home of the free. And Lord, with everything going on in our country and the world, we know that you are watching over us and will lead, guide, and direct us to be kind to one another in hopes that the world you created will be filled with happiness and love. And at the conclusion of today's game, we ask for safe travels for all of us here today as we go our separate ways. And let us remember, as we start a new week, that you are most important in our lives. Now bless these young men as they entertain us with a great game of football, for it is in your most holy, precious name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please remain standing and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem performed by Brevard College student Grace Vault.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great work there by Grace Vaught on the national anthem. Appreciate that tremendous rendition, and we are inching closer to the start of Brevard versus Huntingdon. Long anticipated matchup between these two. We'll be bringing you all the action as the starters have been introduced. Anthem and invocation in the books, and now time for the coin toss. You can see Toby Naylor draped with the Union Jack, the British flag. Also Eli Carr amongst those captains. Dalton Cole. And Dante Anderson, the fourth captain. So Naylor, Cole, Carr, and Anderson, the four captains. We'll watch carefully the coin toss here. Looks like Brevard wins the toss, defers until the second half. So Brevard wins the toss, defers, and Huntingdon will receive to start this ball game. Long anticipated matchup between these two. So Huntington will receive after Brevard won the toss and deferred. And moments away. This is a highly anticipated matchup. I can't underscore that enough. This game has been talked about since last spring. And the Tornadoes in the white jersey with the blue numerals, silver helmets, new for the fall of 2021, and Huntington in the red jerseys, white pants, white numerals. Back deep for Huntington, Malachi Harvey and Karari McReynolds. So McReynolds and Harvey back deep. Hugo Taylor kicking off for the Tornadoes. So at 1:01 p.m. Eastern Time, we are underway here at Lamel Family Field. Kickoff back to the 4. Harvey with the return for the Huntington Hawks. Big hit by the Tornadoes. And fired up. R.J. Everett looked like he was there first for the Tornadoes. And a big hit there on kick return defense by R.J. Everett. And we'll get started here. Cotney under center. With McReynolds in the backfield. Handoff to McReynolds and a fumble on the very first play from scrimmage, picked up by the Tornadoes. Jerome Bass able to recover the fumble and return it. Unbelievable start for the Tornadoes. First play from scrimmage, Jerome Bass. Tornadoes were all over that. A carry right up the middle by McReynolds. Tornadoes defense just all over that play. And then opportunistically with the loose ball, Jerome Bass picks it up. Handoff here to Yoder right up the middle. So Eli Carr under center for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes already deep in Huntington territory after just an electric start to this one. So it'll be second and goal from the 5, actually just inside the 5, so call it second and goal here for the Tornadoes, and shotgun is Eli Carr. Handoff to the left side, Mitchell Yoder. Several Hawks there on the tackle, including Cam Reynolds. So that'll bring up a third and goal. So Tornadoes certainly would love to take advantage of this early opportunity and some potential points off a turnover after the Jerome Bass fumble recovery. Dante Anderson forced that fumble. Here's Carr. Pitch out to Yoder. Touchdown, Tornadoes. Eli Carr on a bit of an option play. Pitching out to Yoder into space. And then Mitchell Yoder finds pay dirt. 4-yard touchdown for Yoder, the junior from Columbus, North Carolina, Polk County High School. Points off turnovers to start this matchup for the Tornadoes. On for the extra point for the Tornadoes, Stamati Damalos. And Damalos. Kick is up and good. So Tornadoes with an early 7-0 advantage. Just 13:27 on the clock. Quick strike offense After Dante Anderson forced the fumble, Jerome Brass with the fumble recovery on the first play of scrimmage in this contest. And just like that, the Tornadoes with an early 7-0 lead, 13:27 left to play in the first. Tornadoes with a 7-0 advantage, and kickoff once again here from Taylor. And up to about the 30-yard line, Harvey. And dating back to those special teams, the opening kickoff of the game really kind of set the tone. Everett with a big tackle on that opening kickoff, and then, of course, the turnover by the Tornado defense forced. Anderson with the forced fumble, Bass with the fumble recovery, and then the 4-yard touchdown from Mitchell Yoder, 7-0 Tornadoes. Cotney under center for Huntington. First pass play of the game for Huntington. Tornadoes secondary was all over Harvey. So Cotney threw that in heavy traffic. Also, quarterback hurry by Stefan Kennedy. Some pressure on Cotney, making things difficult, maybe rushing Cotney a bit. Stefan Kennedy. So this Tornado defense making an early statement, just the first couple plays from scrimmage for the Huntington Hawks offense. Pass there into the flat, and that's going to be first down of the game. Sebastian Verger with the catch. And Dante Anderson with the tackle. So Anderson active early on. So 1st and 10 for Huntington after their first positive play of this contest on the offensive side. Draw play up the middle, Cotney with the keeper. Tackle by Kennedy. Also in on the play, Jeff Banning. Wyatt Langford in the vicinity as well. Landon Cotney, the junior quarterback out of Alexander City, Alabama, Benjamin Russell High School, leading the charge here for the Hawks. And Cotney pressured by the Tornadoes rush there, but Cotney very elusive, able to dodge a few Tornado defenders, eventually taken out of bounds by Jock Pledger. So Huntington suddenly moving the ball here, back-to-back first downs into Tornado territory for the first time. First and 10 from the 45. Pass into the flat to Verger. He had a catch earlier on this drive as well, and gain of about 5 or 6 yards on that play. So we'll call it 2nd and 5 from the 39. quarter number 1, 11-15 and counting here in this first quarter. Great crowd here on hand at Brevard College. Sunny skies, beautiful fall day. Rush there. Troy Garner, the freshman from Gordo, Alabama. So tackle there by Pledger. So moving the sticks once again is Huntington. Rush there again, Garner. Flag on the play, so we'll see what the flag's all about. Meanwhile, a rush to the left by Garner. And that's going to back it up, negate the play. So 1st and 20 after the penalty on the Huntington offense. So Garner remains in the backfield with Cotney at quarterback. Now Garner to his left. We've seen this play before to the right side. That's the similar play to the left side. Cotney on the keeper. And tackle there by Gaunt, Lyndon Gaunt. Gaunt, the sophomore from Lawrence, South Carolina. Lawrence District 55 High School. Nine minutes, 45 seconds. Quarter number 1, 7-0 Tornadoes on top. From the shotgun, Cotney drops back, finds his receiver, Killingsworth, with his first catch of the contest, and that's going to get past the original line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Jock Pledger there defensively for the Tornadoes on that last play, marking Killingsworth. So 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 6, actually. So Cotney, once again, from the shotgun. Garner behind him. Draw played to Garner. So a bit of a conservative play call there on 3rd and long. And that's going to bring up a 4th down, and it's decision time after Ross brought down Garner. So decision time for the Huntington coaching staff. This would be an ambitious field goal attempt, so it looks like they're going to go for it, Huntington, here on 4th down. 4th and we'll call it 2 from the 24-yard line. Meanwhile, play clock's running down, and Huntington is going to burn a timeout here. And so decision time once again for Huntington. It looks like, by all indications, they'll probably go for it here. 4th and 2. We'll come on back after this break. 4th and 2 from the 24 for the Huntington Hawks. So 4th and 2, Tornadoes defensive line, Ernest Smith, Jerome Bass, Langford. Here come the Tornadoes rush, and the Tornadoes with a 4th down stop. Serious pressure there from Toby Naylor. Toby Naylor getting in that backfield and making things very uncomfortable for Cotney. Cotney, incomplete pass, turnover on down. So the turnover is a story early on. You know, obviously a takeaway to start this game that resulted in a Tornado touchdown. And now, after Huntington was starting to move the ball a bit here on this second drive of their first quarter, the Tornadoes able to create the turnover on downs, the fourth down stop. That heavy pressure from Toby Naylor. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to play here, quarter number one. Carr drops back. Strike to Cedric Brooks. So a substantial pass and catch there, Cedric Brooks. So under 8 minutes to play here, quarter number one, and good looking pass and catch there. Here's Yoder. Yoder with a touchdown already under his stat line today with a carry there, some hard yards to the left. Can see members of that offensive line, Justin Parker, amongst others, really kind of paving the way there for the Tornadoes. Carr in the shotgun. Carry here to the left side. You can see that big push by the Tornadoes O-line once again. Rushed that time by Leach. Sakis Leach. Where's number 41 for the Tornadoes? Sophomore out of Elizabethtown, North Carolina. So some tough yards there for Leach. So third down, Carr back to pass. Pressure from the Huntington pass rush, a shuffle pass forward to Brooks, and it's going to be incomplete. So that was well defended that time by the Hawks, and Carr really did his best to try to find an open receiver in the form of Cedric Brooks, and that'll bring up the punting unit for the Tornadoes. So punting for the Tornadoes, Nick Akis. And Killingsworth will let this roll, and actually he catches it at the last moment. A little bit dangerous there, catching it off the dribble there, but I guess he figured this is going to be downed very close to the goal line if I let it go any further, and Killingsworth able to down that, but tough field position to start here, and nice job by the Tornado special teams to pin the Hawks back. 7-0 your score on a Mitchell Yoder touchdown to start this contest after Jerome Bass recovered a fumble forced by Dante Anderson. Cotney goes back to work for the Hawks deep in their own territory at their 8-yard line. 1st and 10. Carry here, nice hole by that right side of the offensive line, and a significant carry. Jalen Pugh with the carry. So an impressive run there. Unofficially 25 yards for Pugh. Longest play for scrimmage so far for the Hawks, and now Pugh once again with the rush. Jalen Pugh. Pugh, Grove Hill, Alabama, Saraland High School. 5'6", so brings a different dimension at that size. And there's Pugh once again, 3 straight carries for Jalen Pugh. Tackle there. Several tornadoes in the middle of that one. Jerome Bass was there. Also Wesley Ross coming up from his safety position. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Tornadoes did a nice job on this down last drive, forcing that 4th down situation. Just the 2nd 3rd down so far for Huntington. Cotney. And then there's the Tornado defense right around the line of scrimmage. This is going to be close. Kennedy was there. And that is right around the chains. We might get a measurement here. Got one official calling timeout. And now a measurement. So indeed, we'll see what the chains say here, whether it's a 1st down or not. If it's short, it'll bring up a 4th down. The Tornadoes already stopped Huntington once on 4th down in this quarter. And so here come the measurement. USA South Conference chain crew. And just by the nose of the football, it's a 1st down. So 1st down for the Hawks with 4:14 to play here. And after an inauspicious start by the Hawks offense, that's their 5th 1st down in these last 2 drives. So starting to move the ball with a little more effectiveness, the Huntington Hawks. Huntington 0-2 entering this contest, but don't let the record fool you. One of those 2 losses against Wisconsin Oshkosh, 10th ranked team in the nation. Played Wisconsin Oshkosh very tightly. Rush here down just around midfield. Cotney with the keeper, brought down by Lyndon Galt. We've already called his name a couple times. Exciting sophomore out of South Carolina. 2nd and 3 for the Hawks after that 7-yard gain by Cotney. Cotney now finds his receiver in the flat. It's Harvey. And a 1st down for the Hawks. So Malachi Harvey, certainly one of the more dangerous weapons for the Hawks, able to find some open real estate there. The junior from Dothan, Alabama, Northview High School. Meanwhile, Cotney will go back to work here. 1st and 10, that's the 6th 1st down for the Hawks. Cotney rolls out to his right, tried to find his receiver, Verger, and all over it in coverage.
Number 25's in the backfield.
Tornadoes, DBs, guys like Cameron Moore and Dante Anderson. E.J. Lackey has checked into the game, the freshman from Rome, Georgia for the Hawks. That's him, number 25, with that quick little 2-step. Now a play-action fake to Lackey, and then Cotney with the keeper. So another third down situation. The Hawks 1 of 2 on third down. That last third down, were able to gain the marker by the nose of the football on a 7-yard rush by Cotney. Now Cotney pitches it out. And that's going to be short of the first down, so nice job defensively. 85, Daffin. That was kind of an inventive play, pitching that out to Daffin, one of the wideouts. And that'll bring up another fourth down, more decision time for the Hawks coaching staff, as certainly this is that part of the field where it makes a lot of sense to go for it. 4th and 4, so Hawks already 0 for 1 on fourth down in this contest. Trying for it here, 4th and 4. Cotney drops back, finds the open receiver, and that's going to be a first down for the Hawks. So Hawks able to convert that time. Turner Wolf, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Archer High School, able to lasso that in. And once again, the Hawks moving the chains. First down number 7 for Huntington. 1:15 to play here. Quarter number 1, Tornadoes on top, 7-0. Cotney. Deep shot. Little bit of contact there, and then the flag. Hold tight. This could be an offensive pass interference by all indications. Verger was battling with
19.
Tyler Harrison, and we'll see the flag here. Pretty much everyone in the building here believes it's offensive pass interference. We'll see if that opinion is affirmed.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the ruling. It's actually going to be a personal foul. So 2 penalties on the Tornadoes and a pass interference. There was also an initial personal foul call. Having some trouble with the referee microphone, so unable to know exactly what the explanation was. But bottom line is, it's a crowd here at Islamel Family Field who is sort of just can't believe what just happened there. Thought it was offensive pass interference all the way around, but actually completely opposite scenario. So back to business here. Huntington College, 1st and 10 from the 13, a rush to the left, and able to make their way down close to the marker. This part of the field, it's possible to get a first down, but then create another first and downs to go situation. It's been an impressive drive, meanwhile, by the Hawks. The 11th play of the drive. Rush up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Hawks. Kahari McReynolds, the sophomore running back from Geneva, Alabama, a very impressive drive. Certainly helped by a costly penalty by the Tornadoes defense. Oh, 17 seconds on the clock. And extra point up and good. Number 47, Will Edwards, ties this game up at 7. So 7-7 your score with just 17 seconds left to play here, quarter number 1. A very impressive drive. Officially 12 plays, 92 yards on that drive. The Tornadoes punt team had pinned Huntington all the way back. And that drive took nearly 6 minutes off the clock. So Huntington controlling the ball, keeping their defense off the field, and tying this game up 7-7. So now the Tornadoes' offense will go back to work, and probably one play before the end of the first quarter. And you can see Eli Carr warming up on the sidelines, getting loose after that 6-minute drive by Huntington kept him on the sidelines, and certainly exciting leader of that Tornado offense out of nearby Asheville. So ready to get going here. Rudolph and Brooks are deep. Kick going all the way through the end zone. Rudolph was the closest Tornado, and it'll be a touchback. So 2 4-yard touchdown runs have made up the scoring in this one. Mitchell Yoder scored way back at the 13:27 mark of the first quarter. And then Kahari McReynolds with a 4-yard touchdown run to tie it up 7-7. Huntington with a 9-2 advantage in first downs, 122 to 34 in yards. The big difference in this one was a early turnover by Huntington, a takeaway by the Tornado defense. Carr with the rush to Yoder. Yoder bouncing off a Huntington defender, and very nicely done there. A 23-yard rush by Mitchell Yoder, eventually pushed out of bounds by Fred Flavors. Mitchell Yoder, you could really see the speed of Yoder on that carry. And a great start to this drive for the Tornado offense after the 23-yard carry by Mitchell Yoder. That'll do it for the end of the first quarter. Your score at the end of one, Tornado 7, Hawks 7. Back to action here. Start of the second quarter at Islamel Family Field. Eli Carr. Screen pass there, completely snuffed out by the Huntington defense. A little screen pass to Yoder, and Huntington was all over that. A loss of 3. Ty Brown, the sophomore linebacker, Alexander City, Alabama. First man there. And so Tornadoes have some work to do now. 2nd and 13. 3 wide out, spread out to the right. Yoder in the backfield. Carr eludes one pass rusher and then was intending to find Cedric Brooks. May have kind of thrown that out of bounds at the same time as Brooks was well covered. Davis there on the coverage for the Hawks. So that brings up a 3rd down. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes one of 2 on 3rd down. Carr with Yoder in the background. Carr, heavy pass rush from the Hawks, and it's going to be a sack by the Huntington Hawks. Tucker Spence with the blitz from that middle linebacker position. Really busted through that line, untouched it seemed like, and able to take down Carr. Big loss on the play, and that'll bring out the punting unit once again. Nick Akis. Akis had a really nice punt, 44 yards on his first punt of the contest, and ready to let this one rip. And fielded now. There's a flag on the play, some extracurricular on the completely other side of the field. After that return by Killingsworth went a long way. Flag on the field, and we'll have to see as this is all straightened out. So we'll see what the flag's all about, but a significant return by Killingsworth after another good punt by Akis. But there was a couple players completely away from the play over near the Tornado sideline. And you see this on special teams every once in a while, just guys getting a little too aggressive and a little too chippy. And we'll see the ruling here. So it looks like Huntington was backed up some on the play. A personal foul on the Hawks, but they still let the return count. So from the line of scrimmage after the return, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 43. Cotney in shotgun for the Hawks. Pass there, complete to Dallas Daffin. That's his second touch. And first down. Cotney finding Daffin. Cotney now 6 of 9, 55 yards. Daffin now with a rush and a catch. Leading receiver has been Harris for the Hawks. Carry up the middle there, and Tornado defense all over it. Toby Naylor, first man there. Also Jeff Banning. The Tornadoes completely snuffed out that rush. Now some new personnel coming in for the Tornado defense. Trey Williams entering the contest. Also Cameron Moore in the secondary. Second and 13 from the Brevard 48. Pass out into the flat, and Dante Anderson wraps up Verger for the short gain, perhaps even no gain on the play. We'll call it a gain of 1. So now 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. Huntington 1 of 3 on third downs. 11:47 and counting here until halftime. Once again, the Tornadoes pass rush, and who else? Toby Naylor making an early statement. And Tornadoes get the stop there on 3rd and long. Really nicely done there by the Tornado defense with Toby Naylor leading the way. Naylor, the junior from Southampton, England. Punt here coming for Huntington. Back deep for the Tornadoes. Brandon Norris, as Zach Johnson lets that punt rip. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. They'll have a lot of ground to cover here. Nice field position from the Huntington perspective, backing up the Tornadoes after that punt. At the 11-minute mark here, second quarter, and Eli Carr will go back to work for the Tornadoes. To his left, Mitchell Yoder. In motion, Brandon Norris. Handoff to Yoder, kind of slipping underneath there, and very nicely done all the way to the 43-yard line. That's a 23-yard run. Mitchell Yoder. Mitchell Yoder, ladies and gentlemen, the junior from Columbus, North Carolina, Polk County High School, is having himself a day. But hold on, folks. This one may be coming back. Got some laundry on the field. So it's a holding call. So the long Yoder run is going to be negated. So some tough penalty yardage early on against the Tornadoes at some inopportune times. And Tornadoes will have to go back to work here. So penalty yardage being marked off, holding call, so all the way back to the 10. So this will bring up a 1st and 20 situation for the Tornadoes. Eli Carr going back to work here for the Tornadoes. Passes out to his left, and Huntington all over it defensively. Cam Reynolds, the cornerback for Huntington, sophomore from Oxford, Alabama. 10:35 to play here, quarter number 2. Carr with Yoder behind him. Handoff to Yoder. Huntington defense stops Yoder for no gain. Yoder very active, already has a touchdown to his credit. Yoder, 6 carries now, 35 yards, long of 23 in that touchdown. Meanwhile, 3rd and long, so very tough situation here for the Tornadoes, backed all the way up on their 11-yard line. Call it 3rd and 18. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Carr drops back and throws that to the flat. Incomplete. Was looking for Deshaun Curtis. On the coverage there, Tucker Spence. We've called his name a few times for the Huntington Hawks, and that'll bring out, once again, punting unit for the Tornadoes. Nick Akis has been effective. 2 punts, 86 yards. That's a 44-yard per punt average. And this punt from the 11, fielded at the 50, flag on the play. Killingsworth again with an effective return, but another flag on the play. See what this is all about. It's a block in the back by the Hawks return team, so that'll back it up. So good job by the Tornadoes punting unit to get out of a hole there, way backed up field position-wise, and it's going to make the assignment a little bit better for the Tornadoes defense. .9:32 to play here, quarter number 2. Cottney. Rush across the right side of the field. Jalen Pugh with the carry. Tackle by Naylor. Huntington's already used a lot of running backs, including Pugh. And then that rush will be a first down. Carry up the middle here. Gain of 4. Stefan Kennedy, Gaunt, checking back in for the Tornadoes in the meantime. 2nd and 6 from the 44. Rush there to Pugh. And a gain of about 4 on the play. And then after the play was dead, a late flag. So we'll see what this is all about. Naylor and Bass combining for the tackle. And we'll get this all sorted out. John Hoover is the referee. Patrick Schneider, the umpire. Head linesman, Miley Williamson, Nathaniel Webb, Bryce Spiegel, Tyler Bowman, and Chase Combs make up the officiating crew. 8:06 to play here, quarter number 2. Penalty against the Tornadoes. Some sorts of personal foul, perhaps unsportsmanlike conduct after the play, and a costly turnover. It's going to move the ball forward, and Cottney and the Hawks will go back to work here from the 29-yard line. Cottney, keeper to his right, weaving between his offensive linemen and also Tornado defenders. More extracurricular after the play. No flag this time. Banning in the middle of all that. Jock Pledger came up for the tackle. Checking in now, Cameron Moore.
Oh, he's coming back.
Moore, sophomore out of Miami, Florida, the 305. 2nd and 3 from the 24. Rush up the middle, shedding defenders. Ultimately, Jacques Pledger got his bear claws around him.
Man's ran right through the arms.
McReynolds with that carry. So Huntington continues to rush the ball effectively and chew a lot of clock in the meantime. They had that long 6-minute drive that resulted in a touchdown over 90 yards earlier. Play clock down to 7. Now counting down to 3. And with 1 second on the play clock, Cottney, no choice but to call a timeout. So credit Cottney for at least noticing the play clock at that point, but timeout on the field, 6:38 to play. Brevard 7, Huntington 7 here at Isla Family Field. .335 to play here, quarter number 2. Clock counting down to the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter. Huntington up 14-7. Pass there into the flat, and so that'll bring out the punting team once again for the Tornadoes. Huntington taking a 14-7 lead, the 4:34 mark. .220 to play here, quarter number 2. Nick Akis has had a great job today punting. But well done there by Killingsworth, and then a big hit bringing down Killingsworth. Ari Drake with the tackle. Well, we want to apologize for some technical difficulties these last few minutes. Our sincerest apologies. We had a power outage with a portion of the press box operation here, so really appreciate you sticking with us, and we'll do our best to catch you up with what you missed. But apologies once again for the technical difficulties, but back up and running here, and glad you're able to join us here on this YouTube channel. After that effective punt return by Killingsworth, Huntington with the ball again. So to catch you up, this game was tied 7-7. Mitchell Yoder with a 4-yard touchdown run to start the scoring in this one after a Jerome Bass fumble recovery on the first play of scrimmage. Huntington then tied the game up 7-7 on a McReynolds 4-yard run, and then a 14-7 lead for Huntington after a 10-play, 62-yard drive that took nearly 5 minutes. Cottney with a 1-yard run to take a 14-7 lead for Huntington. Tornadoes unable to get things moving on the offense on the last drive, punting it back to Huntington. Now Huntington on the attack. Meanwhile, a couple flags down on this play. Flags on the play. So see what the penalty's all about here. 14-7, Huntington on top. And this is going to bring it back for Huntington. Each team has had 4 penalties in this one. And a costly penalty there, as looked like Huntington was really on the attack. Meanwhile, who's been very active for Huntington in the backfield. Daffin on the catch. See what Anderson, Pledger to Rutherfordton this time. So 2nd and 41 officially.
I'm definitely feeling more confident now than I was as a freshman. I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations. It has really blown me away with projects, that are fun and exciting, and all the outdoor activities that we've done.
My financial aid process was very smooth. My freshman year, I came in worry-free, which was amazing because it allowed me to focus on my academics and focus on finding my place here at Brevard.
In Brevard, there's all kinds of things to do, whether it be go up into downtown and look at all the shops, or go up to any of the national forests and hike, camp, anything like that. And that's what I'm into, the hiking, camping, backpacking, the biking.
There's a lot to do outside. It's probably one of the prettiest places on the earth. And to come to somewhere where it's such a tight-knit community, where everybody has your back, I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere else at bigger schools.
I like to go hang out at the coffee shop, sit outside at the picnic tables, maybe do a little bit of homework there, and just socialize because there's always somebody that I know there.
Brevard does make it easy to come here. The admission process is very simple.
Scholarship day, I came and they had everything figured out for me, and I sat down with the advisor and it was super simple.
I love the faculty. I love the staff. I love the experiential education. So many things speak to me. It screams my home away from home. It's just a great feeling to be on campus, which is why I've decided this is where I'm going to be, this is where I want to graduate, this is where I want my degree to come from.
We want to play soccer.
We want to climb.
We want to play baseball.
We want to race.
We want to play basketball. We want to play football.
We want to play soccer.
We want to race.
We want to cheer.
We want to play lacrosse.
We want to play basketball.
We want to play tennis.
We want to play lacrosse. We want to play volleyball. We want to play softball.
Hi, I am Tyler Clark, a junior on the Brevard College cycling team. Help us race this season by practicing the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. Thank you, and go Tornado.
I wear my mask to protect my daughter who has chronic kidney disease.
I wear my mask because I respect other people and want to keep friends and students and family healthy.
I wear my mask to protect others.
I wear my mask to protect my baby.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my loved ones, especially my grandparents. They're a little bit older, so I want to protect them for sure.
I wear a mask because I want to keep other people safe and healthy.
I wear my mask to protect my 3-year-old niece and because I care about other people.
I wear a mask because I really care about my students.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my friends and family.
Thank you for protecting our friends, family, and loved ones. We're all in this together.
Welcome back to Islamel Family Field. Huntington 14, Brevard 7 at the half. Tornadoes took an early 7-0 lead after a Huntington turnover on the very first play from scrimmage. Forced fumble by Dante Anderson, recovered by Jerome Bass, and then the Tornadoes, just 3 plays later, a 4-yard touchdown run by Mitchell Yoder. And a 7-0 lead for the Tornadoes. Huntington then put together a very impressive drive at the end of the first quarter. 12 plays, 92 yards in 5 minutes and 50 seconds, capped off by a McReynolds 4-yard rush. That tied the game up at 7. And then in the second quarter, a long drive by the Huntington Hawks. Once again, double-digit plays, 10 plays, 62 yards, 4 minutes, 58 seconds, capped off by a Cottney 1-yard run. So 14-7 your score. Huntington 15 to just 3 first downs by the Tornadoes. Huntington and the Tornadoes both 1 of 5 on third down, so both teams struggling in that department. Fourth down, Huntington went for it 3 times, made 2 of them. Total yards 185 to 48 in favor of the Hawks, and the Hawks averaging 4.6 yards per play to just 2.8 for the Tornadoes. Huntington's quarterback Cottney, 9 of 12 for 65 yards. Pugh, number 20, has been their leading rusher with 44 yards. Cottney also has got it done on the ground, 10 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver for Huntington, Harris, 5 catches for 29 yards. The Tornadoes have struggled a bit on the offensive end, so see if they can get things going here. Now they deferred the opening toss. They won the coin toss deferred, so it'll be Tornado ball to start the second half. And see if adjustments were perhaps made, and the Tornadoes can come out firing here. In a first half that Huntington very much controlled time of possession, and those long drives made a big difference, but Tornadoes, meanwhile, trailing 14-7, but will get the ball first to start this second half. Kind of a fascinating day in the USA South where Brevard and Huntington are facing off against each other in pretty much every sport imaginable. Huntington and Brevard started the morning off with a volleyball match. That went 5 sets, and Huntington ended up on top, 3-2. You're watching Huntington and Brevard in football. They'll square off in men's soccer following this, and also today, women's soccer in Montgomery, Alabama. So the Hawks and the Tornadoes, we're going to tally it all up at the end of the day and see which of the 2 schools comes out ahead. But really glad you're able to join us here. Looking forward to the second half of action. And kicking off will be Will Edwards for the Hawks. You can see the Tornado sideline starting to get fired up. You can hear the drum line starting their cadence. And a big boot here. Cedric Brooks fields it at the 10-yard line. Brooks leaps through a handful of Hawks defenders and past the 30-yard line, and that's where the Tornadoes will get started here. Second quarter, 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes
I think you're talking about Bryce. Scott's the one right here.
at the 32. So rush up the middle. Devontae Murray with the first touch of the second half from scrimmage for the Tornadoes. So gain of 4. 2nd and 6 from the 36. Carr. Handoff to Yoder. And right around the sticks, we'll see the spot here. And it's going to be a first down for Mitchell Yoder. So good looking rush there from Yoder. His 8th carry. He has a touchdown. Long of 23. He also had a real long run that got brought back due to a penalty. But Yoder now 8 carries, 46 yards, averaging almost 6 yards per carry. Yoder once again slicing through the trench there. Gain of 1. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the Tornadoes' 42. Snap to Carr, handoff again to Yoder. So 3 straight carries for Yoder. And Hawks defense not fooled that time, really plugging up the middle there. So some different personnel checking in for the Tornadoes. Luis Alvarez into the contest, also Zachary Orr. So we'll keep an eye on those two. And another 3rd down situation for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes 1 of 5 on 3rd down. Huntington with that same percentage on 3rd down themselves. Carr throws this downfield and almost intercepted. Lexi Shaw got the jump on that pass from Eli Carr. He was looking for Cedric Brooks, and that'll bring out the punting unit once again. This is Nick Akis's 5th punt. He's averaged 41 per punt. Very consistent. His long has been 44 today through his first 4 attempts. And here's another good one. Trying to make things difficult. Bit of an angle he used that time on Killingsworth. Killingsworth has shown some prowess as the punt returner for Huntington. So Huntington with their first possession of the second half here in the 3rd quarter. Huntington 15 first downs, 185 total yards, 65 in the air in that first half. 120 net yards rushing in that first half. And Landon Cotney will go back to work. He was effective both in the air, as he able that time to connect with Turner Wolf. So Cotney able to find Wolf for a medium gain of about 4 yards. 11:42 to play here, quarter number 3. Tornadoes defense all over that carry. Jerome Bass taking up a lot of space up front. Also Isaiah Bradley in on the action, Wyatt Langford. And that'll bring up another third down. 1 of 5, Huntington on third down. And pass broken up there. Jock Pledger. Inches close to actually an interception there by Pledger, but bottom line is it's a stop by the Tornado defense. Nicely done there. Get that Huntington offense off the field quickly after Huntington was able to put together a couple long drives in that first half. So great work there on this opening defensive possession for the Tornadoes. Punt there from Zach Johnson. Bounces out of bounds at 35-yard line. So Tornadoes offense will get things going again here. So Eli Carr, a native of Asheville, will gather his troops once again. Mitchell Yoder, he's been very active. And the pass rush of Huntington results in a sack. Ty Martinez, a defensive back on a bit of a safety blitz there, able to back the Tornadoes up, the quarterback sack. So 2nd and long for the Tornadoes. That'll bring up third down. .9:45 to play here, quarter number 3. After that incompletion. And these 3rd and longs are hard to overcome. This really the result of a sack on first down. And pressure once again on Carr, and then Carr fumbles the football. Football is bouncing all the way into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown for Huntington on the sack, strip, and then fumble recovery in the end zone. Flag on the play after all the excitement. A touchdown by the Huntington defense. We'll see what the flag's all about. So touchdown counts, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Huntington bench, a celebration penalty of sorts, and that will be assessed on the kickoff, we believe. So extra point attempt coming here from Edwards in the meantime. And so each team now benefiting from a fumble recovery. That one directly leads to points for the Huntington Hawks. And now a 21-7 advantage, 21 unanswered points for Huntington. And Tornadoes offense will get another chance right away here after the defensive score, but the task is getting harder here, now down 21-7. So the fumble recovery was picked up by Casey Peppers, the Huntington linebacker, credited with the touchdown. Junior out of Panama City Beach, Florida, J.R. Arnold High School. So Huntington with a defensive score to go along with 2 rushing touchdowns, and now a 21-7 lead, and Tornadoes will regroup now. After that unsportsmanlike penalty call against Huntington, they're going to be kicking this off all the way from the 20-yard line, and it's fielded there by Brandon Norris. And a flag on the play. We'll see what this is all about. As Norris is brought down around the 43-yard line. Brandon Norris, the senior from Lumberton, North Carolina. So it's going to be a holding call on the Tornadoes kickoff return team. So that'll back up the Tornadoes 10 yards. So 9:23 to play here, quarter number 3, Eli Carr. Taylor Jackson, new quarterback for the Tornadoes. So Taylor Jackson, who saw some action against North Carolina Wesleyan. So Taylor Jackson making his Ives Lamel Family Field debut. Taylor Jackson III, the sophomore from Guyton, Georgia. And certainly provides a different dynamic. Jackson handoff to Yoder. Yoder up the middle. Huntington player has to leave the game for at least a play due to his helmet coming off. Meanwhile, 8:35 to play here. Third down, we'll call it 5. And Taylor Jackson III with Mitchell Yoder to his left. Crowd wanted a flag there, but Deshaun Curtis was who that ball was in the vicinity of, and we've got an injury at the moment. Looks like Yoder, he pops right back up. And now being assisted off the field, Mitchell Yoder, the leading rusher for the Tornadoes. 12 carries, 52 yards, a long of 23 and a touchdown for Yoder. And Tornadoes unable to get much going offensively that possession, so another punt here coming. Nick Akis, punt number 6. Flag on the play here, so we'll see what this is all about.
Come on, guys. That's just stupid.
Under 8 minutes now to play here, and see what this penalty on the punt by Akis is all about. Meanwhile, Tornado defense already out on the field. So it'll be a penalty interfering with the returner there. So tough break on the Tornado special teams. 21-7 Hawks on top of the Tornadoes. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks, and Cotney will go back to work. Rush up the middle and brought down after a gain of 2 or 3, but Garner with the rush. So 2nd and 7 from midfield. Then a incomplete pass. That'll bring up 3rd down, so Huntington unable to get much going there. $7:24 to play. Quarter number 3. Screen pass there, finding Verger. Kind of a bubble screen type of play, and 1st down for the Huntington Hawks. Cameron Moore, also Wesley Ross there defensively for the Tornadoes, but sticks will move another 1st down for Huntington. That's their 16th of the afternoon. Cotney go back to work here. 1st and 10 from the 40. Rush up the middle, some hard running there, some power running from Gardner. Brought down ultimately by Toby Naylor, also Wyatt Langford in the middle of that. .35 minutes and counting here, quarter number 3. Cotney with Garner in the backfield with them. Hand off to Garner. Brought down at the 31. Tackle by Jerome Bass. Damian Johnson checking in for the Tornadoes. So Johnson, Bass, and Langford up front for the Nados. Jeff Banning and Kennedy on the edges. And Toby Naylor has been doing that all afternoon, folks. Toby Naylor, the linebacker from Southampton, England. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now, Huntington has already gone for it on 4th down 3 times. They've hit on 2 of those 3 attempts. Now trying on 4th and 6. And Tornadoes get the stop there. Some pressure from the Tornadoes defensively. Nice job, Jeff Banning, getting into that backfield disrupting Cottony. 4th down, turnover on downs, the second of such by the Tornado defense. Very nicely done there. So back at it here, Taylor Jackson with his second series. So Jackson hands off up the middle to Devontae Murray. Gain of 5. So good opening carry there by Devontae Murray on this drive. That's Murray's 3rd carry of the contest. Yoder, Murray, and Leach, the running backs who have all had carries so far. Under 4 minutes, 30 seconds to play here. Quarter number 3. Murray, the tailback behind Taylor Jackson. In motion there is Norris. Play action fake. Jackson rolling out to his right, and he's going to be sacked. Carl Dorn, the nickelback for the Huntington Hawks. Dorn covering a lot of ground there and then chasing down Jackson, who's rolling out to his right. Now there was a flag on the play, so we'll see what this is all about. And still waiting on referee. Defensive holding is the call, so just what the doctor ordered for the Tornadoes on that play. So a big swing. What looked like was going to be a sack of Jackson is going to be a automatic 1st down all the way up to midfield. So big reversal of fortune on that play. Now 1st and 10 from the 50. 4:06 to play here. Quarter number 3. Yoder right up the middle, pushing the pile and gaining about 3 yards. Some tough running from Mitchell Yoder. And good to see Yoder back out there. You know, he was helped off the field a few minutes ago and right back at it and moving those legs powerfully, carrying a couple of Huntington linemen with him. 3:38 to play here, quarter number 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the 47. Tornadoes in Huntington territory. Need to find the end zone. They want to make this a ball game. Jackson up ahead to Brooks, right on target. Jackson finding Brooks. And just like that, the Tornadoes are in business. Got an injured player on the field, so stick with us here. Injury timeout here at Islamel Family Field. Nice round of applause for Cedric Brooks as he's helped from the playing field here at Islamel Family Field. Brooks an electric wide receiver for the Tornadoes. So after the injury timeout, back at it here, 3:10 and counting. Taylor Jackson going back to work under center for the Tornadoes. Jackson, play action. Now surveying his options. Was trying to find his receiver, Montrell Stinson, but it's going to be an interception by the Huntington Hawks. Miller Park with the INT for the Hawks. So the Hawks with a couple of big takeaways here in this third quarter. Miller Park, the junior out of Tuscaloosa, Hillcrest High School. So Tornadoes were moving the ball some on that drive, but ultimately an interception. And the Hawks will go back to work here. Cotney under center. Incomplete pass there intended for Harvey. So 2:50 to play here. Quarter number 3. Pledger and Anderson, Ross amongst that defensive backfield. A rush here in an opening. This is all the way from the 9-yard line and finally pushed out of bounds by Pledger. Cotney with the longest gainer of the day. All the way from the 10. Cotney with the big play, the explosive play there, 54 yards with the legs. 1st and 10 from the 37. Tackle in the backfield there. Jerome Bass taking out a little of that aggression there in the backfield. But big gainer by Cotney has flipped the field here. 54-yarder from Cotney. So after the tackle for loss, 2nd down, and we've got flags on the field.
Number 1 of the defense with contact. 5-yard penalty.
So it's going to be an offsides on the Tornadoes. So 1:55 to play here, so it's offsides on the defense. 2nd and 5. Your situation here at the 32. Cotney. Complete to Killingsworth. Tyler Harrison completely snuffed out that screen into the flat. The junior from Franklin, North Carolina, Franklin High School, Tyler Harrison. 1:19 and counting here in this third quarter. And the Tornadoes defense with another 3rd down situation. Huntington 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Cotney throw into the flat, a drop by the Hawks wide receiver, Verger, on the far side. So it's going to be 4th down, once again in that part of the field that they very well may go for it again. They've already gone for it on 4th down 4 times today, 2 of 4 in that category. So 4th down, and Huntington now with a 4th and 9 situation. And flags on the play. The play clock was down to 1. Let's see what the call is here. An illegal procedure snap infraction on Huntington, so that's going to back them up. And now decision time for the Hawks. Do you go for it on 4th and 14? Nope. You send your punting team out to try to pin the Tornadoes deep. Brandon Norris back deep for the Tornadoes. Zach Johnson will punt once again. Johnson, nice little chip shot there by the namesake of the PGA golfer, Zach Johnson. Very nicely done. .51 seconds and change here, quarter number 3. So beautiful punt there from Zach Johnson, and Tornadoes will have their work cut out for them, backed up all the way on their own 8-yard line. Taylor Jackson under center once again. Norris, a couple steps to his left. Now, nice rush along the far side. Devontae Murray, big gain there. One of the best offensive plays today for the Tornado. Devontae Murray, ladies and gentlemen. Devontae Murray, the sophomore from Murphy, North Carolina, Murphy High School. So Murray stepped out of bounds and just kept on trucking along that far sidelines, but in fact stepped out of bounds, so not quite the gain we had seen initially, but a first down nonetheless. So meanwhile, 1st down and 10 at the 32. We're ticking down towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Rush up the middle. Murray once again, and that'll do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll head to quarter number 4 here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. Your score, Huntington 21, Brevard 7. Well, big shout out to the drum line. Really appreciate the drum line and all they do, and under the direction of drumline director Nathan Tingler. We'll be sure to tell you the complete roster of the drumline before the end of the broadcast. Well, heading towards camera number 4, quarter number 4, about to get started here, and the Tornadoes going back to work here. Taylor Jackson under center. Mitchell Yoder to his left. In motion there is Jaden O'Leary. And whistles, play is called dead. It's going to be a false start on the Tornadoes. We'll replay second down, so it'll be 2nd and 14. Checking in for the Tornadoes now. Vince Davis, number 81. Also, Zackees Leach, number 41. So we'll replay this second down back to the 15-minute point in the third quarter. Check that fourth quarter now. And now a timeout for Brevard College. So back to action here after the Brevard timeout. 2nd and 14. Rush by Yoder and brought out of bounds. Actually brought down just inbound, so the clock's going to continue to run. Casey Peppers, we've called his name quite a bit, on the tackle for the Huntington Hawks. 14:37 to play. Quarter number 4. Taylor Jackson III, sophomore, the Georgia native, with Yoder to his left. Big third down for the Tornadoes here. 3 wideouts to the right. Jackson. And sack there. Tucker Spence brings down Jackson. And the defensive pressure continues to ramp up here in the third quarter through the fourth now by the Huntington Hawks. And once again, the punting team will come out for the Tornadoes. Nick Akis. And we've got a timeout on the field with 13:24 to play. Huntington 21, Tornado 7. Ellis and Jamie Gilson, the tenors Raleigh Durham, Colton Newman, the cymbals Savannah Colliver and Jocelyn Mitchell, And the bases, Dawson Williams, Mackenzie Douglas, Grace Vaught, Caitlin Olive, and Elijah Bloom under the direction of drumline director Nathan Tingler. Just such an added field position-wise, and this is going to be quarter number 4, and onus is back on the Tornado defense. Cotney will go back to work with Pugh in the backfield with him. The sophomore linebacker from Inverness, Florida, Citrus High School. After that tackle for loss by Banning, hands it off to Pugh. Pugh up the middle, Tornadoes all over it. Just a mass of humanity there in the middle for the Tornadoes. Meanwhile, 12-18 to play here, quarter number 4. You can tell Huntington starting to think about milking the clock a little here, but first things first, they need a timeout, or a first down rather, if they want to continue to move these chains and keep this drive going. Tornadoes can get them off the field right here. Pass into the flat, and then a big hit by the Tornadoes, and a flag on the play. So we'll see what the flag's all about. Tornadoes defense was there on the case. Is being discussed here, not sure exactly. Penalty and 15-yarder, and just a tough break for the Tornado defense. You know, a play like that, you know, on some levels you have the benefit of a replay to take a closer look and that kind of thing. I mean, a bang play, it's kind of tough to tell exactly, but bottom line is a personal foul targeting, so 15-yarder, and move the chains for Huntington, and they're trying to continue to milk this clock running the ball here. Cotney actually throwing on this down, so trying to catch the Tornadoes off guard a little bit, but not the case. Wyatt Langford really read that nicely on what, by all indications, was going to be another running play. Wyatt Langford, the junior from Shelby, North Carolina, Crest High School. He has been very active. And now 3rd and 19 from the 35. Rush here, and another flag on the play. E.J. Lackey on that last carry, running back from Rome, Georgia. And we have an injured player. We have a flag to sort out, and we'll see what comes next here at Islamel Family Field. Your score, Huntington 21, Brevard 7. Well, nice round of applause for Stin. Carry there by McReynolds. $28-yard rush on 3rd and 16. It's a tough pill to swallow for the Tornado defense, as Landon Cotney found the opening. Cotney now over 100 yards rushing from the quarterback position. Pass here into the flat and brought down inside the 5-yard line. It was screen pass. So it is actually possible to get a first down within the 1-yard line here, but might be a moot point as once again Jeff Banning into the backfield, tripping up Cotney, and that'll bring out the field goal unit. So a first field goal attempt for either side. Will Edwards, the sophomore from Gadsden, Alabama. Snap from Schluter. Zach Johnson, the punter, is the holder. This will be a 25-yard field goal attempt, and it's blocked. It's blocked by the Tornadoes special teams and picked up. Meanwhile, slipping out of the pocket, a big boot here from Akis, but it's going to go off the side of his foot just a bit out of bounds, and it's going to be awfully good field position again for Huntington in Brevard territory. So Tornadoes defense will have to grab their hard hat and pail once again and go right back to work. Guys like Isaiah Bradley, Jerome Bass, Jeff Banning, Nicholas King on the field, Reese Rubio. Here come the Tornadoes, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. First man there, Jeff Banning. Reese Rubio was there to help out as well, along with Isaiah Bradley. So nice job there, sort of a run blitz type play. Tackle for loss by the Tornado defense. 2nd and 12 now from the 50. Time certainly a factor. That's an understatement. 5:50 to play here, quarter number 4. Tornadoes down by 2 scores, 21-7. Cotney runs to his right. And that's going to be a short gain of about 2 yards. Jock Pledger was there. And we've got another injury, it looks like. So a brief So Brevard calls the timeout there to try to set up a 3rd down situation where they can get the ball back and obviously stop the clock here. That's the final timeout for the Tornadoes. So 5:33 to play in a critical 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 for Huntington. Quarter number 4. Play action pass. Incomplete. Anderson there on the coverage. Nice job by the Tornadoes. Nice pass rush as well. Kennedy rushing the passer. And that'll bring out the punting unit. So just what the doctor ordered for the Tornadoes, a 3 and out. But now out of timeouts, and Tornadoes offense will have to get the job done on their end. Zach Johnson, we saw him chip one inside the 10 earlier, trying to do the same here. Fair catch by Norris at about the 13-yard line. So Tornadoes will go back to work here. Time certainly a factor. And Carr back onto the field for the Tornadoes after several possessions with Taylor Jackson. Now going back to Eli Carr. And a difficult assignment for Carr in the Tornado offense, down 21-7. So 1st and 10 from their own 12, and incomplete there. Just looking for Grafton Petrie. Petrie, the sophomore tight end from Orlando, Florida, Orangewood High School. 5:20 to play here, quarter number 4. Dalton Cole spread out to the right. Mitchell Yoder in the backfield to the left of Eli Carr. Carr drops back, scans his options, now going downfield for a deep shot, and he fangs Dalton Cole, ladies and gentlemen. Big time catch there for Cole. Exactly what the Tornadoes have been looking for. Big time pass and catch there. Carr to the versatile Dalton Cole. We're now under 5 minutes to play. 37-yarder there. Carr. And there's the flag, so looks like it's going to be a pass interference call. And the Tornadoes suddenly in business here after offense was just dormant for many possessions, but on the move now, and you can feel the momentum, you can feel the electricity here at Islamel Family Field starting to turn up. 4:47 to play. We'll get the official ruling here. So it's a pass interference call on Lexi Shaw, number 21 of Huntington. So the Tornadoes will move the sticks once again, this time via penalty. After the big gainer, 37 yards, Carr to Cole. Play of the game so far from the offensive perspective of the Tornadoes. See if they can keep this drive going. Every snap critical at this juncture. Down 2 scores, 4:47 to play, out of timeouts here in the fourth quarter. Carr with Yoder behind him, Cole in motion. Carr drops back. Deep shot again, looking for Cole. It's going to be a jump ball towards Cole. And still looking for the ruling here. Interception by Huntington. So there was some contact on the deep shot, and Cam Reynolds comes up with the interception. You could tell by the reaction of the Huntington cheerleaders and Huntington bench that it was some very good news on that far side, and couldn't quite tell in that jump ball situation exactly who had come up with it, but indeed it was Cam Reynolds, the interception, and what was starting to become so promising on that drive suddenly has gone Huntington's way. 21-7 your score, 4:41 to play here, quarter number 4. Rush up the middle. McReynolds. Bradley on the tackle. Gain of 3. We'll call it 2. Cam Reynolds with the INT. And now the clock was already an issue for the Tornadoes and becoming precarious at this point, ticking under the 4-minute mark. Tornadoes there defensively that time. Jerome Bass has certainly made an impact. And Bass with that stop, no gain. So now 3rd down. Actually called that a loss of 1, so another tackle for loss for the Tornado defense, and they do it again. So Tornado defense doing their part, 3 and out. Meanwhile, out of timeouts, the clock continues to tick. Punt team coming on. Isaiah Bradley leading the charge that time for the Tornadoes. Isaiah Bradley, the sophomore from Cherokee, North Carolina, Robbinsville High School. So had a blocked field goal earlier. You can hear the block that kick chant going from the Tornadoes cheerleaders. Meanwhile, this is a poor punt and takes a fortuitous bounce from the Tornadoes' perspective. And the Tornadoes have been given a gift by the Huntington special teams with that poor punt, and Tornadoes will have outstanding field position here, but with very little time left, 2:29 to play, as Eli Carr heads back onto the playing field from the 27-yard line. 2:29 left to play here, quarter number 4. Carr drops back, throws a bullet there to Zachary Orr. Orr out of Charleston, South Carolina, the sophomore. 2:10 to play here. So short gain there. Clock still ticking. Orr was not able to get out of bounds, kept in bounds by the Huntington defender. Now 2 minutes to play. Carr drops back. Pass rush, making things difficult to Carr, and another sack. Huntington's pass rush has been a major factor in this one. Gotta hand it to the Hawks. That's sack number 6 by the Huntington defense, and that's made things very difficult on the Tornadoes. Have been facing these 3rd and longs all day long, and have another one here. 3 receivers to the right. Dalton Cole to the left. Deep shot to Cole, and incomplete. Cam Reynolds was there once again, also Miller Park. 1:15 to play. Last chance for the Tornadoes, 4th down.
No doubt about it. That man's been holding all day.
So Eli Carr, 3 receivers to the right, Dalton Cole to the left, Mitchell Yoder in the backfield with Carr. Carr drops back. And beautiful catch, Zachary Orr. And what a connection, Carr to Orr. And then Carr was on the move. And then Orr does just everything right, not only bringing in the catch, but hustling out of bounds to stop the clock. Zachary Orr, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful pass and catch, Carr to Orr. And the Tornadoes have life, but we're under a minute to play. Got to score quick, and certainly would have to pull off an onside kick as well at this point. Carr, 1st and goal. Jump ball off the deflection, and that's going to be, it looks like, Incomplete is the ruling from one official. Still trying to sort this out. We're seeing different hand signals from different officials, and incomplete, in fact, the call very nearly intercepted. So that ball was batted up in the air, kind of a jump ball situation. So second down. Second down and goal. Mitchell Yoder with the carry, and he stopped, and that's going to keep the clock going by keeping Yoder out of the end zone. And meanwhile, looks like some tactics by Huntington to try to keep that clock rolling, sort of piling up there. Officials saw what was going on there, stopped the clock, but meanwhile, clock has started back up here. Ball has been spotted, and we're under 15 seconds left to play. Now under 10 seconds. Carr, and touchdown to Dalton Cole. Still waiting for the official signal. Have an injury as well at the moment, so a lot happening all at once. So still waiting officially, by all indications, a touchdown. So 21-13 now the score, and extra point here from Stamati Damalos. So there's the official ruling, touchdown for the Tornadoes. So 21-13. So touchdown Carr to Cole. A lot to get sorted out down there, including that penalty on the Hawks. And extra point partially blocked, but good. So 21-14 now the score, with 2.7 seconds left on the clock. So 21-14 now your score. Just 2.7 seconds left. Your only option at this point, an onside kick. So even if you were to recover the onside kick, you would have to get down within 2.7 seconds to allow for another play. So it's almost like a recovery and then get on the move, whether it's some sort of crazy lateral type play or something like that. But first you got to recover the onside kick. So just a monumental task here for the Tornadoes special teams. 21-14, Hawks on top of the Tornadoes. 2.7 seconds left. Hugo Taylor with the onside kick and recovered by the Hawks. Clock stops at 2.0 seconds, but it's the Hawks football. So Tornadoes are going to be unable to regain possession, and the Hawks are going to get out of Brevard, North Carolina with a win. Their first in USA South Conference play, and their first of the season. We mentioned earlier, do not let the 0-2 record fool you. They had played two very good teams heading into this one, and Hawks able to take a knee and come up with the 21-14 victory. So your final score, Huntington 21, Tornadoes 14. Hang with us, we'll bring you all the final numbers in just a moment. Your final score, Huntington 21, Brevard 14. So your final score, Huntington 21, Brevard 14. Tornadoes actually led this game 7-0. After the opening kickoff, the first play from scrimmage, Tornadoes able to cause a turnover. Dante Anderson with the forced fumble, recovered by Jerome Bass. And then 3 plays later, Mitchell Yoder able to find the end zone on a 4-yard rush, 7-0 Tornadoes. Huntington then put together a solid drive at the end of that second quarter. 12 plays, 92 yards. That drive started all the way back on their own 8-yard line, able to chew 5 minutes, 50 seconds off the clock and tie this contest up 7-7 on a McReynolds 4-yard rush. Cotney then had a touchdown of his own on a 10-play, 62-yard drive at the 4:34 mark in the second quarter. 14-7 Hawks. We headed into halftime with the Hawks up 14-7. The Hawks able to recover a fumble in the end zone to take a 21-7 advantage. Casey Peppers with that fumble recovery. Tornadoes tried their best to come back in this one, down 21-7. Were able to put together a touchdown drive at the very end of this game. Dalton Cole finding Eli Carr. Huntington with a 19-11 advantage in first downs. Huntington was 4 of 15 on third down. Brevard was 2 of 12. That was a tough category for Brevard, a lot of third and long situations. Fourth down, Huntington went for it 4 times, made it twice, so 50% on fourth down. Tornadoes 1 for 1 on fourth down. Total yards, Huntington 284 to 134 for the Tornadoes. Huntington was led by Landon Cotney, their quarterback, 13 of 21, 79 yards. Passing, 19 of 102. Rushing, also had a touchdown rushing. Leading receiver was DeMarcus Harris, 7 for 43 for the Hawks. So the Hawks putting together the 21-14 victory. Now the Tornadoes individually, Eli Carr, 7 of 17, 87 yards, touchdown and an interception. Taylor Jackson had quite a few reps at quarterback as well. He went 1 of 4, also had 3 carries. Mitchell Yoder was the leading rusher for the Tornadoes, 15 for 62 yards, had a long of 23 and a touchdown. Devontae Murray with 5 carries and 32 yards, 24 yards, his longest carry of the day. Cedric Brooks had 2 catches for 38 yards receiving. Dalton Cole also 2 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Zachary Orr, 2 catches and 31 yards. One of those a nifty 28-yard reception. Luis Alvarez and Mitchell Yoder also with receptions in this one. Nick Akis got a workout with that punting leg. 8 punts, had a long of 44, also pinned 1 back. And Hugo Taylor handling the kickoffs, and Stamati Damalos handling the extra points. Defensively, Toby Naylor leading the charge with 13 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Jerome Bass, 11 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss. Also had a fumble recovery. 2 quarterback hurries, by the way, for Naylor as well. Jeff Banning with a partial sack and also 3.5 tackles for loss. Jacques Pledger with 6 tackles. Stefan Kennedy with 5. So all in all, a tough result for the Brevard College Tornadoes as this long-anticipated matchup between Huntington and Brevard is now officially in the books. So the Tornadoes will go back to work now. Next up for the Tornadoes, a trip to Greensboro. That's next weekend on Saturday, October the 2nd at 4 p.m. And then homecoming on October the 9th here at Brevard College. The homecoming matchup versus Maryville. So your next home game, 2 p.m. versus Maryville on October the 9th. Well, want to thank everyone who made this production possible. Want to also thank folks like the drum line and the cheerleaders, public address announcer Ray Gill, Grace Vaught, another great job on the national anthem as well, and all those who help behind the scenes make this production possible. Many members of the Brevard College men's and women's lacrosse team in particular. Also, special thanks to Joseph Marvin and Ethan Thompson. Well, that'll just about do it for us here on the football side of things, as Huntington comes away victorious. Huntington also won in volleyball earlier today. And Huntington and Brevard are currently playing in women's soccer. You know, it's an unusual day where the two schools are squaring off in a grand total of 4 different sports. So a 5-setter in volleyball earlier today. It went 3-2 Huntington. Women's soccer is in action right now. Brevard at Huntington. That's a 0-0 score at the moment. Football went the direction of Huntington today, 21-14. And next up, Brevard versus Huntington men's soccer, a 5 p.m. start here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. So we'll see how that shakes out. And if you want to catch the men's soccer game, we'll have it right here on this YouTube channel. Different event, but same location. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for Brevard College Tornadoes YouTube, and you'll catch all the action. We'll bring you all the home events. Well, I want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in as well. And we'll see you on the football side of things again on October the 9th here at Eyes Lamel Family Field when the Tornadoes host Maryville. Once again, your final score for the final time: Huntington 21, Brevard 14. Go Tornadoes.